being organized by the Vasavya Mahila Mandali together with NISWAS, the local partner. So first of all, we have with us Professor Navanita Ratha, Professor and Head of the Department of Sociology, Utkal University, as well as the former Director of the Center for Women's Studies. Professor Ratha is a dynamic academician who has published on gender budgeting, gender and social exclusion, women in Indian politics, women in rural India, to mention only a few. Professor Ratha has been the chief draft person of the Odisha Child Policy in 2017 and has been a consultant to World Bank and UNDP projects in Odisha. Ma'am has a long list of academic achievements, but most of all, we admire her as a teacher and guide to us students. We welcome you, madam. Secondly, we also welcome Srimati Iman Kalyan Nayak, DSP, crime against the lawyer and also an ex-member of the WC Khurda. Her passion for working for children's rights and women's rights brought us to contact with. She has been a valuable resource person, sincere person, who are hard to come by these days. Welcome you, madam. Finally, we come to the person who behind this panel discussion and prime mover of the amendment of maintenance laws for women, Dr. B. Keerthi, the founder of Vasavya Mahila Mandal. Dr. Keerthi is from the profession of social work and has done her studies in St. Francis Xavier University, Canada, in Business School, France. Through her organization, Dr. Keerthi has been advocating for women's rights in various fora, and now she does in Parliament too. Her life's mission is to create leaders for change, to build a society with dignity and respect for women in reality. I now invite Dr. Keerthi to take this program ahead. Welcome you, madam.
To all for today's evening event. This is one of the breakthrough events which we are doing in after centuries. Why I am calling centuries is the maintenance laws in India, like section 125 of Criminal Procedure Code. After centuries, we are making an effort to change the laws. Why is it required? What we are doing? Vasavya Mahila Mandali is a 54 years secular women-led Gandhian organization working to improve the lives of the women with human values and also with happiness. We normally call it happiness index, but what happiness we are seeing in the women and the families and also in the children and among the senior citizens. Couple of hours we are discussing before this that how much the women are struggling. Vasavya Mahila Mandal is managing a family counseling center in Vijayawada and catering to the needs of the women, children, and sometimes even men are also coming for us. Basically in the area of family relations and marital relations, and there is an increase of living in relations also. So that's why this is a high time where we have to do a research on the maintenance laws. So in 2019 we started with the 134 sampling with the family courts in Vijayawada. Then it took a shape on the change.org in 2020 March, we kept a petition, and you all can watch it, maintenance among women in marital discard, and be a supporter for it. And that now he has more than 86,000 supporters. Today, whoever comes, be a part of it, just click away to support the cause of the woman. And then we thought that to take up in a national consultations like that, but COVID has given us a different direction. And then we filed Right to Information Act throughout the district courts and high courts and Supreme Court in India, that to give us the information relating to the maintenance laws, how many cases are pending from 2018, 19 and 20. So we have seen that the women approaching the courts itself are very less. Even among them also, there is a lot of delayed justice is denied. And when we did a qualitative study with the survivors of the women, then we found that the children are becoming dropped out from the school, or child marriages, child labor, and the women are also going for paid sex because they don't have any other means to earn and to lead a dignified life. So with all these things, we came up with this report. You all can get it from the Vasavya Mahila Mandal website on the maintenance among women in marital discard. So after the thorough study, the recommendations which we have given is from the courts, the data which we got it, and also directly from the survivors. We have seen that although the court, the law is giving 60 days of time to get the interim maintenance, but even after 6,000 days also the women are not getting it. What were the laws? Are they suffragette-centric or not? No, not at all. Then the recommendations which we have given is Section 125 of Criminal Procedure Code has to be amended from a survivor-centric point of view, from a think-out-of-box solution. And the second thing, even the government jobs they are doing, they are not paying maintenance. So what to do? Some of the things which we gave the recommendations is salary deduction should be there. And if a private employee, the employer has to deduct and send it. So such type of orders are already prevailing the laws in Australia like that. Because we did a study on the comparative analysis of the other countries, what kind of provisions they have in giving a ease for the women and also to uphold the rights of maintenance. And then a domestic violence offenders registry has to be framed in India. We don't have it till now. So how do we bring it? And when the woman is fighting in the court, even to get 2 months maintenance is also very difficult. But we are not getting it. That's why a fund has to be created for the women, those who are fighting in for the maintenance cases, for her and her children and if any dependents also. And the last but not the least, we have one-stop centers, domestic violence cells, legal cell authorities, and many other schemes we have currently. So bring all of them under one roof and also give a kind of awareness among the women and also different functionaries, the accessibility and availability and also the sensitivity among the service providers so that the women will not get re-victimized. So with these things, we have come up with a study report, and recently on the appointment of Secretary Women and Child Development Delhi, we went to have the discussion and we had clearly told that I'm not pinpointing any kind of a department, but I just want to tell for this that in the current class, there are different stakeholders who are playing their role. Like police, who has to serve the warrants, are unable to do it due to their priority for the crime-related matters and law-related matters. It's piling up. So whose responsibility it is? So that's why the solutions which we make will reduce 20% of the burden on the courts in the district courts and 10% of the burden on the high courts. So this is the second panel discussion which we came up, and first we started in the national capital with 3 members of parliament who came and gave think out about solutions, and one of the MP has framed a private member bill and it is listed in the Lok Sabha. So we request all of you to, we are also approaching all of you because you are also registered there, and let us put forth our efforts even to reach the President of India through our mails, through our letters. So how important it is. So everyone is hearing a story, let us write those stories and make them to hear it. So today our panel discussion, we are going to start to hear from the experts the opinions and their views and also the challenges they are seeing in their own professional career. Let us be very open and also tell the solutions that which will be very useful. These inputs are to frame the policy after centuries. Thank you so much for all of you for taking your time and coming over here. Thank you. Navneeta, to give her views on this, then maybe I'll give her few questions which will be coming from the people, and then we will go for the other panels. Thank you so much. Over.
Over here, my esteemed panelists and Dr. V. Keerthi, and I should at the outset thank Dr. Keerthi for taking up such a nice issue, because I am very frank in telling that till now, even if in sociology, in women's studies, our students work on marriage, they work on divorce, but they hardly work on maintenance. So this alimony is a very, very important thing, and I will again thank Madam, because as he told, after 1885, a century has gone, after which they have started thinking over, pondering over, and they have come to an action or a mission mode. And I should expect that this mission should become a success. So with this, let me start. So far as provisions are concerned, some provisions are there in section 125, but do we ever look into whether they are practically done according to the provisions? Even if the provisions what are there, whatever is there, they are not put into practicality. The second thing is that if I talk from the point of view of the policymakers or the government, our aim is always to rehabilitate, not resilience building. So what is more important is resilience building, not to rehabilitate, because rehabilitation, I always think it is a charity measure. But just to make them resilient is more important. And there is a provision, if they are unable to sustain, if the lady or the woman is unable to sustain herself. So if we are talking, in a case of divorce, we are talking about the woman who is not, if she is unable to sustain, then immediately we take a different view for her. But when we are talking about her sustainability, do we think that she is not going alone? Many times we find in a divorce, the woman departs the house of the man with the children. So when herself is a very, very, what do I say, limited myopic view, and she should be thought of with a family. So her income may be sufficient to sustain herself, but if we see the family and the quality of life she was leading, can we ensure that her bigger income will ensure her that quality of life? Then the third thing I will be telling, if we are talking about to grant alimony during the pendency of the divorce proceeding, as Madam told, the divorce proceedings are elongated, and in the first meeting the family court may say for giving this, but do we ever monitor whether the woman gets it or not? That we have to think about, because in many cases women become disgusted, and when it is elongated they also never complain even if they do not get the alimony during the period of pendency. And the next I will be telling, as per the Indian laws, if alimony is in the form of monthly payment, the Supreme Court of India has said, if I am correct, 25% of the income, 1/5 to 1/3 of the property. But have we ever measured whether they get 25% or 1/5 or 1/3 of the property? Who will estimate the property and how it will be given? If we say we have to, do we ever take the woman in the decision making process, which determines the actual property of the husband, because the declaration is something and what the person purchases is something else. And the next I will be telling that if in case of the non-earning wife, we are telling the non-earning wife, and even there are women, and we always see in India women as a homogeneous community. No, women is, they have intersectionality. So when we talk the people who, the women who are conscious, those who are working, those who are sensitized, those who can move to the court of law, they fight for this. But what about the majority who do not have such things? So we have to think about that. You see, if we see in the unorganized sector, it may not be a legal divorce, but many of them are deserted. So how to bring deserts on that, we have to think over here. And if we just say to the concerns are particularly, I will say the first thing is about the special desk. We have a Mahila and Sisu desk, madam is there, and they deal with the crimes against women, the violence against women, but not getting proper alimony is the greatest form of, a greater form of vulnerability, if I say, because violence may end at a point, but it is a lifelong issue. So how to bring it into the act itself, that we have to reflect upon. The second thing is that there should be a fixation of date, because unless and until that, if it is pending in the court of law, and sometimes we say that the judges are bribed and all that. So how we will take care of that? Justice delayed is justice denied, what madam said, but after some time you become disgusted with the system and we withdraw ourselves. Even if she is an elite woman, even if she is having a good income, but she becomes disgusted, because on the one hand they suffer from mental trauma due to this, and the second thing, on the other hand, running to the court of law is not that easy, because the date doesn't come, the other party doesn't come. So how to make it compulsive in character, that we have to think about. Then the third thing is reporting. All cases are not reported, and even the reported cases are not always registered also. We say it is registered, and if you look into the database, we may get a database on the reported cases of divorce, but we do not get a database which needs to be there on how many of these divorced women, or how many of the women who have pending cases of divorce are getting their alimony. So that is vital now. We have to create a database, and if the database comes out, it will be an eye-opener for all of us, for the policy planner, and it may also become a vote bank thing, and that the political parties may also compete to get the law amended. The next is, when they fix up a particular amount, you see in the timeline, prices are changing. So does it change? Does the woman know the increment, the hike in salary? Because once it is fixed, it goes down, but it never comes up. So how it will be adjusted with the price line, that also is a need.
Touched upon the quality of life. In our current maintenance laws, they never stopped up the standard of living. The standard of living which the woman stayed with the husband is very important. Even when they are allocating the maintenance, to make her to continue the same standard of living, which is very essential, which we have to think of it. And also, it is a reporting and registration and also database to be developed is very essential. I just want to ask you, how can we reduce or avoid multiplicity of litigation for women seeking relief from courts? Yeah. How can we reduce or avoid multiplicity of litigation for women seeking relief from courts? Lower court to sessions court to high court to Supreme Court. It all takes 15 to 20 years of our time. Is there any think out of box solutions we can come with these things?
And to this I will say that actually what Madam is telling, if there will be levels and one person going from one level to the other, it will never bring an end to it. So there should be a terminal point and it should be locally available. Because in the family, in the family court that is very close, at least one can access. Because beyond accessibility things, people cannot go. Because sometimes they think of their future, they think of their security, they think of their financial security, so they may not go. So if the family courts can be empowered and we can increase the number of members so that the pendency won't be there, and we should have a terminating point. Unless and until you set a boundary, the boundary goes on extending. So that becomes actually problematic for the woman.
One more thing, there is a thin line between civil and criminal. If justice delayed is denied, as you told them, it leads to family being destroyed. Should state be responsible for it?
Madam, in 1994, which was declared as the International Year of Family, and we are always telling in child rights that for the best interest of the child. And if we are taking the child as the future resource, human resource, and when the family as an institution should be patronized by the state, there should be a patronization of state, and the state is responsible for ensuring healthy family and a family to all children. Because even now we are telling that the institutional child care homes are not the place where the student, where the children, orphan children or destitute children should be placed. We should take them into non-institutional child care. So when we talk about non-institutional child care, we realize that there is a need that women, there should be a family for every child. And with divorce, the worst thing we do, first we go for the demise of the family, which is actually affecting all the child rights. So if you see it from the child rights perspective also, it is actually it is catastrophe. It is going to have social catastrophe in future. So therefore it is required that it should be the responsibility of the state, and the state should look into the best interest not only of the woman but also of the child, and leading to a healthy and stable family.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your inputs. And constantly we need your support until we are succeeded in it, and also until we are able to bring that law to be in execution, and also with see the quality of life of the woman will be improved. Now I request Advocate Manasi Pahi to give her views.
Respected Keerthi Madam, respected Namita Madam, respected Viman Madam, नमस्कार। मत मारो मुझे कोख में अपनी, मत मारो मुझे कोख में अपनी, इस सुंदर जग में आने दो, बदल डालो ये सोच पुरानी, एक माँ को खुशी मनाने दो। So, a girl child is not safe inside the home of the mother. So, we are talking about the maintenance laws. We have so many laws enacted for the social justice to provide while children and elderly parents to prevent them from destitution, through financial support to get proper food, nutrition, rehabilitation, education. There are many laws like 125 of Code of Criminal Procedure, Section 24, 25, 26 of Hindu Marriage Act, Domestic Violence Act, Hindu Adoption and Maintenance Laws, and so many personal laws are there. So provisions are different in different laws. So multiplicity of cases are there. So I think my suggestion is first to change, there should be one law. Under one umbrella, everything should be provided. Like in 125 CRPC, there is only interim relief and permanent available. In the Domestic Violence Act, there is also provided for residence order, protection order, and custody order. So many things are there. So I think one law should be there where we can get everything. That is, one law is will be working like an umbrella for every problem. There are so many challenges in implementing the maintenance laws. The first challenge is amount is not fixed. It is only the discretion of the court. Court will fix the amount according to the circumstances, according to the income status of the respondent, according to the income status of the applicant, and according to the situations. But it is not possible because the respondent never reflects all the sources of income. Like if the respondent is doing a tuition, he is receiving the cash. How we can decide what is the income status of the respondent? No income, that amount is not reflecting on the income tax. So it is also same for the applicant. This also applicant. So overlapping of jurisdiction is there. The same provision is also provided in the 125 of Maintenance Act and Domestic Violence Act. Then another problem is the problem of jurisdiction. The problem of jurisdiction is like the boy is from Maharashtra and the girl is from West Bengal. Here is, if anyone will want to transfer the case, he or she has to file the case before the Supreme Court. It will take another 1 year. So, jurisdiction is also another problem. Then it is also very, very important to decide the law with interim maintenance within the 16 days. But it is not possible due to lengthy procedures. There should be one committee. One committee should be attached with the court to find to present their economic status or tangible or intangible property attached to the respondent or applicant. It should be provided in uniform format. It is also difficult for the court to decide the permanent alimony because they are not clear about, because the respondent never reflect the whole amount of the property, what properties that belongs to him. If the enforcement order of maintenance is not possible, then it defeats the object of the legislation. Then execution part. After 2-3 years of the order of the maintenance, the respondent never give the applicant any amount of maintenance. Again, the wife has to file another application for the execution of the maintenance. Actually, maintenance inquiry and monitoring committee is very good suggestion because they will decide the maintenance or execution part through the summary trial. One administrative wing should be attached to the inquiry committee and the monitoring committee to provide secretarial support to investigate the matters, because otherwise again the monitoring committee will waste their time on administrative work. So there must be one administrative committee attached to the inquiry committee. Again the question arises, if one woman is deserted, she is from lower class family, she doesn't know the address of the husband, how can she will claim the maintenance? If she is deserted by the husband, how can she will claim the maintenance? There should be some fund organized by our state. It is the duty of the family to protect the women, children, parents. If they fail, it is the duty of the community to protect the family. If they fail, it is the duty of the state to protect the women or children and old parents. So, I think there must be a separate fund. That fund will provide maintenance facilities to these poor women until trace out the address of the husband. Again the question arises, for all these poor women, those who have no means of earning, they are staying with only 2 babies. Suppose the woman has 2 babies, the elder baby will look after the younger baby for during the when the mother goes for the to earn something, to work outside. At that time, it is the responsibility of the elder baby to look after the younger baby. So there should be case facilities should be provided by the government. I think it is the most important thing. The case facility should be provided. The mediation cells are very important. Like consumer court, there should be mediation cell to decide the matter. It will reduce the pendency of the cases. Then last but not least, like the Workmen Compensation Act, there is certain rule to decide, there is certain formulas to decide for the partial disablement or total partial disablement, or there is certain formula to decide the amount. Even in victim compensation scheme, proper education of the child, wife and elderly parents. With this, I want to ask.
So much, ma'am, that you are stressing on a separate committee to be there to look into the maintenance issues and also proper compensation or alimony to be provided to take care of the woman and also her children with the monitoring committee and administrative committee also should be there. I just want to know that days are increasing not only about the marriage, but living in relations is also on increase. The men and women are also staying together for years together and not getting legally married. But in that cases, maybe the man when he leaves the woman. So do you think that also should be included into the maintenance or only the legally wedded wife?
That also should be included in maintenance. That is also provided in Domestic Violence Act 2005. It is legal relationship is also we are considering, the court is considering. It is mentioned in the act is legitimate and illegitimate children.
Yes. And one more thing is the courts when the women or when the committees they are coming, there are no case centers in the courts itself. When the women come to attend for the court hearings, they don't have the facilities to take care of the children, smaller children. Do you think in the age of technology, can we encourage video conferencing facilities for such women so that they can come to that panchayat or some place in that village, so that will give more ease for the women? What do you think?
Very, very nice concern, ma'am. Actually, during COVID, we all know the importance of online conference and all these interaction are very, very important. This is time saving and they will provide less economy. They will not need any money to travel the people and they can participate throughout the proceeding in the cases. It is for these online proceedings should be also beneficiary for the elderly people because they are not always able to go to the court to follow the proceedings. Yes.
Because we are working in the age of after centuries, amending the law, so it should be of a tech savvy, and also during the COVID we already tested how the courts can also do through the video conferencing. So I think in the amended law, it should come up with more encouraging these cases, whether women or the senior citizens or the children, to come up with the video conferencing.
Actually, the judge also can see the standard of living of the applicant, how he is staying in the house, what is her financial condition, how their children are living through the Zoom meeting or through the online proceeding.
That's very good. The evidence also comes from the courts, the judges when they are doing a video conferencing. Thank you so much, ma'am, for a thought-provoking.
May I ask one question to madam? Let us say the husband is a handicapped person and the wife rejected the husband and filed a case for alimony. Should she be paid?
Wife is doing some job?
No. She is not doing any job. Husband is a handicapped one.
Yes, it is the responsibility of wife. Because before the constitution, we are all equal.
No, madam. The woman rejected the husband who is handicapped.
Okay.
And filed a suit against the husband. You pay the alimony.
No.
Who will not pay?
Able body. In the act, it is mentioned that the husband should be able body, capable to do some work.
Not capable.
Yes.
Is that not a place?
But it did happen in one case.
person is working
Maybe
somewhere.
after that, you can also, ma'am there, she can also guide you if any injustice is happening there.
Even if that person is working, handicapped, disabled or working somewhere, he is liable to
No, he is not working.
Yeah, that.
He is handicapped.
He is no income, the bad for.
When he is unproductive,
Yeah, he's on.
everybody man ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି ଆଗରେ ଯେ ତାଙ୍କ ଫିଜିକାଲି ଫିଟ୍ ଥିବ ତାସି ପଛେ ରୋଜଗାର ନ କରିଥାଉଛନ୍ତି ରୋଜଗାର କରୁଥିବେ ସେ କୌଣସି ୱେରେ ରୋଜଗାର କରିକି ତା ୱାଇଫକୁ ମେଣ୍ଟେନାନ୍ସରେ ଦେବ
କେମିତି let us say karate.
ନାଇଁ
ma'am will discuss personally after this, okay?
ଯୋଉମାନେ ବଡି ଯାହାର ଫିଟ୍ ଯୋଉମାନେ ଫିଟ୍ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଯାହାର ବଡି ଫିଟ୍ ଅଛି ସେ ଯଦି କୌଣସି ଚାକିରି ନ କଲେ ବି ସେ ଯଦି ଫିଟ୍ ଅଛି ତାର ବଡି ଯଦି ଠିକ୍ ଅଛି ସେ କୌଣସି ମିନ୍ସରେ ବି ଗୋଟେ କାମ କରିକି ତାର ମେଣ୍ଟେନାନ୍ସ ଦବ ତା ୱାଇଫକୁ ସେଥିରେ ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି ହଁ
Yeah. Thank you so much. I request Srimati Iman Kalyan Naik ji to give from her professional, because she is from the police cadre. Let her also hear her experience and also her suggestions.
नमस्कार ये मंचरे उपस्थित थिबा समस्त वरेण्य अतिथि एवं आज ये कॉन्फ्रेंस हॉल में उपस्थित थिबा समस्त अतिथि एवं पिलामानकु मोर शुभकामना एवं सादर अभिनंदन। मो इमन कन्या डीएसपी क्राइम अगेंस्ट वुमेन एंड चिल्ड्रेन विंग क्राइम ब्रांच रे मोर पोस्टिंग हमर ये जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अछि वर्तमान क्राइम ब्रांच थारु ଆମେ सेपरेटली गोटे विंग भाबरे ये ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को एस्टैब्लिश करा है 2021 रो एटा भुवनेश्वर रसुलगढ़ रे काम करूची जेते ऑल वुमेन और चिल्ड्रन रिलेटेड इश्यूज रे हमें जेमती क्राइम ब्रांच जेमती इंपोर्टेंट हिनियस ऑफेंस को इन्वेस्टिगेशन करूची सीडब्ल्यू एंड सीडब्ल्यू हमर जो ऑफिस अछि सेटा हमें इंपोर्टेंट और हिनियस ऑफेंसेस अगेंस्ट वुमेन और चिल्ड्रन ताको हमें ऑल ओवर द स्टेट हम ताको हैंडल करूची। तो ये गोटे इंपोर्टेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन वर्तमान स्टेट रो जोटा कि माने सरकार को द्वारा एस्टैब्लिश करा हिची এবং এতে আমি 64 पर्सनल আমি পোস্টিং also including 10 DSP and 10 inspectors আজি এই जो टॉपिक अछि मो भाबुची ओडिया रे मैम आई कैन कंटिन्यू if it is not a problem मु भाबुची एति समस्त कमेला कम्युनिकेबल हबो आमे आउ टिके अधिका फ्लुएंटली आउ निज को प्रकाश करि परिबा सो yes definitely तो निश्चित भाव ये जो टॉपिक आज रही जे रिफॉर्मेशन ऑफ मेंटेनेंस लॉज जोटा कि गोटे आज बहुत माने आवश्यकता रही बोली आम कहवा कारण आम देखुचे दिन को दिन महिला और शिशु मान विरुद्ध में अनेक प्रकार जो क्राइम बढ़ी बढ़ी के जाऊँगी तार परिणाम आम विभिन्न भाव में फेस करूँ तो डिटेल आज मुझे कहबी ना कारण यहाँ अलग फोरम अच्छी आम गोटे पैनल डिस्कसन में आम ये रही आम किसी मतामत देवाई रही प्रथम तो मुझे स्वागत जनइबी निश्वास एवं आमर महिला वासव्य महिला मंडली समस्त नेतृत्व जो नौथा अधिकारी मानक कंग्रेचुलेशन आई कंग्रेचुलेट यू मैम फॉर टेकिंग सच ए नाइस मूवमेंट टू ब्रिंग ए turmoil in the criminal justice system I would like to say सेतिबाई मैडम को एवं निश्वास को अनेक अनेक धन्यवाद। आज ये जो टॉपिक अच्छी आर बेसिक जिनस माने लॉट्स ऑफ लॉज आर देयर अपन माने जानि थिबे निहाती एठी बहुत मोर टीचर अछंती वरेण्य अतिथि जो माने अछंती से माने तार लीगल फील्ड रे बहुत एक्सपर्ट अछंती जेमती झरणा पारिका अछंती तेणु ये लॉज को आम डिटेल में डिस्कसन करवा ना बिसाइड्स पर्सनल लॉ आम जब मेंटेनेंस आज कथा कहवाई चाहूचे डिस्कसन करने चाहूचे सेक्शन 125 सीआरपीसी जोटा कि मुझे मत जहाँ पुलिस को सीआरपीसी आम सीआरपीसी अनुसार ही काम करुचु आम 125 सीआरपीसी अनुसार जो टीम माने आसुचंती फॉर मेंटेनेंस 125 सीआरपीसी रे केवल आमे स्त्री बा वाइफ कवर करू नाही एथिरे माइनर चाइल्ड जो माने लेजिटिमेट होंतु बा इलेजिटिमेट चाइल्ड होंतु से माने कैपेबल होंतु जदि मेजर ही थिबे आ फिजिकली आ मेंटली चैलेंज थिबे से माने मध्य कवर करिवे एवं ओल्ड पेरेंट्स जो माने बापा मां को डेजर्ट करि दउचंती से माने को पचारु नाहंती से माने को मध्य हमें एई आईन अंतर्गत अंतर्भुक्त करूची और से माने को मध्य हमें मेंटेनेंस रो व्यवस्था करूची। तो ये जो सेक्शन 10 एटा जेहेतु गोटे सोशल रही मेजर सोशल मेजर जेहेतु रही पुलिस रो भूमिका बहुत कम कारण आमे भूमिका कम होची किंतु अत्यंत गुरुत्वपूर्ण माने गोटे टाइम रे दीटा जिंस हमको करबो पड़ुची काहेकि आज ए फास्ट रेस्पोंडर पुलिस सब बेले कुछ फास्ट रेस्पोंडर टू एनी टाइम जेतबे कोनोसी बापा मा नेग्लेक्ट होचंती बा कोनोसी चिल्ड्रन नेग्लेक्ट होची बा कोनोसी वाइफ बा वुमेन नेग्लेक्ट होची सेठी समाने प्रथमे पुलिस पाखो को जाउचंती दैट टू हमर जोटा मैडम कहउतिले महिला शिशु डेस अपन माने जानि थिबे एटा ओडिसा सरकार करिचंती ईच एंड एवरी पुलिस स्टेशन रे महिला शिशु डेस्क रहिछि सेथिरे जने महिला अधिकारी जोंकी महिला माने नाहंती सेठी पुरुष लोकों को मध्य रखा है किंतु जड़े कहीं महिला कॉन्स्टेबल होंतु बा स्टाफ होंतु से माने रहिचंती टू हेल्प दी विक्टिम तेणु महिला शिशु डेस्क रो जेतेबेले आसुची पहुंचुची कोनोसी केसेस समस्तकर डिमांड रहउची आज्ञा हमर केस हमें करियो पे चाहू मोस्ट ऑफ द रिपोर्ट जोटा आसुची हम पाखु सेतेरे विक्टिम माने केस करियो पई चाहंती नै कारण तारो रीजन मध्ये बहुत अछि जेंति कि गोटे कथा कहबी सोशल स्टिग्मा रे कारण बहुत जगह रे हम देखुचे आइदर जो माने करूचंती किछि बहुत लोग भी कहउचंती फॉल्स एलिगेशन रहउची इट इज ट्रू केते समय रे अनेक समय रे एटा फॉल्सली एलिगेशन थाए अगेंस्ट हस्बैंड किंतु अनेक जगह रे एटा ट्रू केसेस मध्ये थाए अति जते बेले माने बहुत से लोकर अवस्था खराब थिबो सेते बेले ही से पुलिस पाखु को आसंती सहज की पुलिस पाखु को जिबा पईका एते भाबती नै एटा हमर सोशल स्टिग्मा रहि जाई छै जोटा कि हमको धीरे धीरे ओवरकम करबा को पड़े। तो एठी जते बेले कोनोसी माने आसुचंती विक्टिम पुलिस पाखु को सेमानकर गोटे डिमांड रहउची इंस्टेंट जस्टिस आउट द लाइवलीहुड पाइके से माने व्यवस्था करबा पईका हमको अप्रोच करूचंती पुलिस को अप्रोच करूचंती जे आगे मु हस्बैंड संगे रहते चाहूनी मोर माडो पे चाहूनी मते खाली किछि फाइनेंशियल हेल्प कर दियंतु आपण मु पड़ी मोर पिला को धरि मु अलगा रही छी दिस इज द फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट ऑफ दैट क्लियरली जोटे कि हमें प्रैक्टिकली वी आर फेसिंग डे बाय डे वी रेगुलरली फेस दैट प्रॉब्लम किंतु वी आर आवर हाईएस्ट टाइम we cannot help that lady because we don't have any power to get the maintenance money from that husband instantly. But beyond law, I can say that we are doing that work. Practically, we are doing that work also, though law does not provide any provision for that. Because जदि time की जोटा कहिले years together 15 वर्ष 20 वर्ष एटा practical instances रही आम निज लोक माने मध्य सफर अछंती आमर सोसाइटी रे आमे चिन्हितिबा जानितिबा बहुत लोक मध्य सफर अछंती जो माने कि डिवोर्स रो 15 वर्ष 20 वर्ष 25 वर्ष पर्यंत कोर्ट रो कोनोसी जस्टिस पाइ नाहंती एवं मेंटेनेंस रो कोनोसी गोटे सिंगल टंका मस्त माने पाइ नाहंती फॉर देयर माने हेल्थ बा एजुकेशन पास मनकर पिला मनकर किछि हेल्थ बा एजुकेशन पाइ तेनो एज क्षेत्र रे ओल्ड पेरेंट्स जोटा कि सबुटु वर्तमान एबे केस बड़ी बड़ी जाउची ओल्ड पेरेंट्स मानकर आपण देखुथिबे सेटा जोटा कि आजिरो टॉपिक रे नाही बट टॉपिक रे अछि जदिओ मेंटेनेंस रो ओल्ड पेरेंट्स को पाई का मध्य जेहेतु पिला माने सिंगल चाइल्ड रहउचंती स्मॉल फैमिली रहउची दे माने से माने डेजर्टेड करी कि बापा मां को पड़े जाउचंती एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द पेरेंट्स ओल्ड पेरेंट्स दे वांट टू स्टे इन द ओल्ड एज होम बिकॉज़ ऑफ दिस इशू सेठी मध्ये से माने पुलिस पाखो को आसुचंती आगे हमर किछि दरकार नै आमे ओल्ड एज होम रे रहबा को प्रेफर करिवो बट नॉट विथ द डॉक्टर सन और डॉक्टर इन कारण सेठी आमे कहूचे आमे एठी डिस्ट्रेस वुमेन मन को कथा कहूछु बट से माने जे ओल्ड पेरेंट्स जे विक्टिम होउचंती सेठी से माने एलिगेशन अगेंस्ट दैट वुमेन आल्सो ତେଣୁ ଏଇଟା सोसाइटी एठी आमे कोनोसी लॉ खाली जति तयारी करि दउतबा तो प्रॉब्लमटा कोनोसी दिन सरी जिवो नै मनुष्य समाज रहितबा पर्यंत प्रॉब्लम रहिबो एवं प्रॉब्लम को आमे केमती डील करिबा सेटार प्रथम काम होउची सेंसिटिविटी माइंडसेट आमनकर माइंडसेट बा सेंसिटिविटी टुवर्ड्स जदि अन्य मानकर सुविधा असुविधा को जदि भल भाव में रियलाइज करि पारिबा ताहाले एठी क्राइम को कमे पाइ कोनोसी लॉ कोनोसी पनिशमेंट जदि अधिक हबो ताहाले क्राइम किछि कमी जिवो तेणु हमर आज पैनल डिस्कशन रे मैडम निवेदिता मैडम आउ हमर एडवोकेट मैडम दुई जन जाक ताकर बहुत मूल्यवान ओपिनियन दे सारी चलती मु सेतरे किछि ऐड करबा चाहिबी जेति कि और केस रजिस्ट्रेशन हेले ही आमे ताकू लीगल असिस्टेंस मिलुची आपण माने जानिथिबे जे गवर्नमेंट रो जो व्यवस्था रहिची सेतरे डीएलएसए रो जो विक्टिम माने जो माने आसुचंती से माने को फ्री लीगल एड दिया जाउची किंतु केतेटा विक्टिम जानि चंती जे तांको बाइका जने फ्री एडवोकेट रहिची तो अवेयरनेस रो कमी रहिची जे पुलिस किछ रिलेटेड नै किंतु आमे जेते बडे विक्टिम को पठौछु डीएलएसए को जा प्रोटेक्शन ऑफिसर पाखो को जा सेठी से आसुची एवं सेठी अवेलेबल लांती जे संडेज ऑफ मैन एटसेट्रा जा तेणु पॉप केस रजिस्ट्रेशन हो कि न हो जदि कोनोसी विक्टिम एलिगेशन करूची ता पाइका एटलीस्ट किछि मॉनिटरी व्यवस्था करा जेबा दरकार सरकार को तरफ बा विभिन्न ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का जहां भी सुविधा हे पारिबो समान पाइका अंतिम तार केस गोटे जस्टिस पाइबा पर्यंत बा तार केस गोटे फाइनलाइज हेबा पर्यंत गोटे तार किछि इमीडिएट फंड रो व्यवस्था गवर्नमेंट पाखे रहिबा दरकार इमीडिएट फंड must be there for the needy women who are in distress or who are in problem. Secondly, some special courts जदि वो डेजिग्नेट करा हेछि किछि कोर्ट को एज वुमेन कोर्ट और जेमति कि सेक्सुअल असॉल्ट पेन के हमें स्पेशल कोर्ट्स देखुचे पोक्सो कोर्ट्स एटसेट्रा देयर आर सम स्पेशल कोर्ट्स डिक्लेयर्ड एज वुमेन कोर्ट बट इट शुड बी रीऑर्गेनाइज्ड दैट मैन पावर मस्ट बी देयर और स्पीडी ट्रायल शुड बी देयर जोटा कि विक्टिम माननको किछि रिलीफ आनी दबो से मानकर जो जस्टिस पाइबारे बा से मानकर किछि डिसीजन नबारे कारण फैमिली कोर्ट रे हमें देखिछु बा जोटा फैमिली माने रियली सोसाइटी रे जोटा प्रॉब्लम होउची जड़े केही डिवोर्स पाई का अप्लाई करूची किंतु से माने तार किछि डिवोर्स रो सुनानी ही होउना आ से मानकर स्टेटस मैरिड बट कंजुगल लाइफ किछि नाही जदि इन बिटवीन हस्बैंड बा वाइफ जदि से माने अन्य किछि रिलेशनशिप रे रहउचंती दैट इज अगेन हम पे आ गोटे प्रॉब्लम आसुची लिविंग रिलेशनशिप रो प्रॉब्लम आसुची डेजर्टेड चाइल्ड रो आसुची डेजर्टेड वुमेन रो आसुची इलेजिटिमेट चाइल्ड रो इशू आसुची तनो एवरी प्रॉब्लम इज इंटररिलेटेड एठी केही कहा हम छाडी के रहि पारबे तनो जेते जल्दी हमको गोटे स्पेशल कोर्स हमको तयारी करा हबो बा स्पीडी ट्रायल करा जाय परिबो एवरी केसेस रे बा पुलिस पाखरे किछि सिस्टम दिया जाय परिबो जो केसेस गुडा को जेमति फॉरेन कंट्रीज रे रहउची जे इफ पुलिस फील्स सम केसेस इज जेन्युइन ताहाले जाय कि चार्ज फाइल परिबो जोटी पुलिस जानुची जे एथरे किछि बेसिस नाही सेथरे सिटी ड्रॉप कर दिया जाय परिबो बा ताकू पर्सन न करे पेन करा जाय परिबो किंतु हमर जो जुडिस माने क्रिमिनल जस्टिस सिस्टम जहां रहिची अगेन जो हमें अप्रोच करूचे नेक्स्ट कोर्ट हायर कोर्ट ए गुडा को बहुत टाइम टेकिंग रोच तो एटा ए सिस्टम टा को केमती चेंजेस करिया दरकार व्हाट इज इट दैट स्पेशल कोर्स एंड स्पीडी ट्रायल मस्ट बी देयर देन एजुकेशन ऑफ ऑल जते बडे आसुची एटा प्योरली पुलिस रो पार्ट अछि आमानकर केते बडे आसुची वारंट इशू होची जते बडे नॉन कंप्लायंस ऑफ द ऑर्डर जते बडे कोनोसी रेस्पोंडेंट तार ऑर्डर को कोर्ट रो ऑर्डर को जते बडे कैरी आउट करू नहीं तो सेते बडे हमें वारंट तानारे इशू होची अब अगेन दैट इज आल्सो ए प्रॉब्लम फॉर पुलिस कि एते सब क्रिमिनल केस रो वारंट पडी थिबो आ ए फैमिली कोर्ट रो वारंट आसीले न खाओ ता भीतर किछि हेई जिवो तार बहुत जगह आसी कि विक्टिम माने मत अप्रोच करंती जे आज्ञा खाओ आम भीतर किछि कॉम्प्रोमाइज होबार अछि अगेन पुलिस जदी वारंट पे एग्जीक्यूशन करबे हैला मैडम जो कहिले जे चेंज करि दोथबो से मानकर एड्रेस सब चेंज होथबो जदि वोमेन रोची एठी बाप घरे से एठी केस करि परिबो अछि किंतु हस्बैंड रोची अन्य गोटे जुरिस्डिक्शन रो पुलिस स्टेशन रो जुरिस्डिक्शन अलगा अछि सेठी वारेंटटा तार पेरेंट ये को भी जीवो एठी की जीवो तो को पुलिस माने एग्जीक्यूट करिवो दैट इज अगेन ए इशू तेणु एभलिया लीगल कॉम्प्लिकेशंस मध्ये रही जोटा कि आहुरी डिले करूची प्रोसीजर तो वी मस्ट ट्राई that a warrant must be issued to one case and that should be execute माने केमती प्रॉपर्ली एग्जीक्यूशन हे पारिबो सेटा हमें आ टिके केमती इजी रे हे पारिबो सेटा हमें देखिबा आ नेक्स्ट जिंस हम सजेस्ट करिबी जे गोटे स्ट्रिंजेंट पनिशमेंट ए जो हमें 125 सीआरपीसी रो देखुचे पनिशमेंट होची 1 मंथ और until the payment of fine जोटा कि गोटे बहुत इजी ये रोची बहुत लोग जो माने माने पूरा टिपिकल माइंडसेट रखी चंती पैट्रियटिकल माइंडसेट रखी चंती से माने कोंती जे आमे पछे जेल जीवु किंतु तते टंकाटे दोने दिस इज द वर्जन ऑफ दैट स्ट्रेटजी काहेकि ना तू एते दिन हम घरे बापा जजी बापा पुलिस स्टेशन देखि नथिले तो हमको थाना देखै गयो थाना रे नै कि बसै दे माने पुलिस स्टेशन इज ए प्लेस ऑफ नास्टी प्लेस और सेठी समानकर इज्जत ही बढ़ै जाय तेरो से माने केही चाहते नै वंस जते बडे गोटे लेडी पुलिस स्टेशन को जाउची सेठी से माने आहुरी एक्टिव होती आ कोनोसी प्रकार रे जेमति मैडम कहिले एगेन मिछर दबा सर्टिफिकेट जे चाकरी मध्ये छाडी दोचंती माने पूरा पढे जाउचंती अबंडन हे जाउचंती पढे रिजल्ट हे जाउचंती से मानकर वेरबा जडा पडनी एतु चाकरी गोटे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन रो छाडी देबे माने देखिबे नु कोठी चाकरी करिछि प्रॉपर्टी को ट्रांसफर करि दोचंती मा अन्य भाई बा अन्य मान को नारी तो ताको पते किछि प्रॉपर्टी नथिबो जदि भी किछि तार अटैचमेंट पे इनका किछि कोठी कोनोसी कोर्ट ऑर्डर करि पर इज आल्सो इट मे नॉट बी आल्सो पॉसिबल फॉर अटैचमेंट ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी इन दैट केस तो अगेन जदि पनिशमेंट को जदि हमें आउटिके स्ट्रिंजेंट हेई पारिबो जे बट एटा फाइनली पूरी गोटे सोशल इशू ता ऊपर आउरी अनेक डिस्कशन मध्ये आवश्यकता पड़िबो खाली हमर गोटे सजेशन फाइन टू इंक्रीज करा जाय पारिबो इफ he does not combine the order of the when he discontinued सेटा हमें जदि फाइन को कि इम्पोज अधिकार करि परिबा लाइक फॉरेन कंट्रीज ताहले इट मे गेट सम रिलीफ फॉर द विक्टिम नेक्स्ट जोटा मैडम माने कंटिन्यू करिसेंती वन स्टॉप सेंटर डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस सेल बा डीएलएसए सदर हाउसेस एगुडा को पुलिस ए माने समस्त को गोटे अम्ब्रेला तळ को आनिबा सेटा निश्चित भाबरे एटा गोटे वेलकम स्टेप और एटा मध्ये करा होची वन स्टॉप सेंटर इज कोऑर्डिनेटिंग ऑल दिस victims also ma'am and there is a provision of protection officer in the district level and protection officer is providing some type of relief to the victims only in they are providing the free stay for up to 3 years and in case of minor so many 18 years पर्यंत हमको रखा है first but I would like to suggest in addition to that some life skill training to be given to the victim so that से तारो निजर किछि अर्निंग्स पाई परिबो आ निजे इंडिपेंडेंट हबो आ ये मेंटेनेंस ऊपर डिपेंड करी कि तार दायित्व को नष्ट करिबो नै तो फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी गवर्नमेंट बा हमें दबा कथा जे विक्टिम को केमती हमें लाइफ स्किल किछि ट्रेनिंग दे परिबा सो दैट she can live peacefully or independently then immediate fund completed then आउ गोटे कथा कहबी जते बेले हम बाकू किछ महिला जो माने आछथि से माने हमर एक्सपीरियंस रो हम जहा जानि छु जे जदियो फ्री लीगल ताको पई के रही छि किछि जो डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस रे माने पाउचंती फ्री लीगल एड पाउचंती गवर्नमेंट रो बा से माने जति प्राइवेट एडवोकेट भी एड्रेस करूचंती they are not getting cooperation from them and it is a very माने insensitive thing और माने बहुत माने दुखर कथा जे हमर पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर बा एडवोकेट से माने बेसी ताकू कोऑपरेटिव नहंती डेट पर डेट से माने अवॉइड करिबा ताकू मिसगाइड करिबा एगुडा को मध्य किछि किछि केस रे होउची जोडा कि नहेले बा से माने जदी कोऑपरेट करिबे ताले आउरी भी मध्य से माने किछि रिलीफ पाइ पारे अगेन जो एक्ट ऑफ रूल्स रही छी वुमेन और चिल्ड्रन पाइका that should be very clear अल्प आईन रहू किंतु समस्ते जानू आईन टाकू आमे केही जानूने बहुत पिला एठी बसिथिबे जो माने कि पोक्सो एक्ट कोन जानि से सब पाठ को जहाँ महिला और शिशु मान विरुद्ध रही इन फेवर ऑफ वुमेन और चिल्ड्रेन रही जो लॉज the laws and rules that are for women and children that must be added in the curriculum of the high school from high school level to college level so that people will get some awareness and they must also they can also know their rights where they can go what facilities for them what the government's provisions are there for them so it will be in a very clear cut manner so that people will not fear of that police station and legal procedures. If आमे जदि समस्त रूट लेवल को जानि कि हम पे कोन आईन रो व्यवस्था रही आमे कोटी अप्रोच करि परिबा को फोरम को जाई परिबा एटा गोटे पूरे क्लियर कट जिंस जेमति पूरा क्रिस्टल क्लियर भाबरे रहिबा दरकार आमान को मुंडरे जे आमे माने जदि विक्टिम होउचे कोनसी केस रे आइदर डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस हो बा सेक्सुअल भाबरे समस्त को पई पिलामान हाई स्कूल कैरियर टू कॉलेज पर्यंत एवं सेवा को सब ताकर करिकुलम रे रही गले से माने जानि परिबे एवं अवेयरनेस मतलब किछि आपको परिवर्तन पड़े इम्पोर्टेंट कथा गोटे कहबी जते मोर एटा दिस इज माय पर्सनल ओपिनियन ए जो व्यवस्था प्रोविजन 125 सीआरपीसी प्रोविजन दैट शुड बी जेंडर न्यूट्रल either being lots of women they are self-employed they don't depend upon their husband they want to live separately से माने खुशी रे जीवा जदि गोटे कोनोसी स्त्री लोक अन्य कोनोसी पुरुष संगे एंगेज होउची सेठी कोन होउची वायलेंस पडुची से हस्बैंड तक टॉलरेट करू नाही औ ताको भितरे ताको आइदर मारि दबो नले से जो माने फोन बैक टू फेरिबा जदि डिस्ट्रेस रो अछि ताको मेंटेनेंस आइदर पार्ट टाइम पार्शियल हो बा कंप्लीट गोटे किछि जे आमे महिला मानू को घरे रखिबा एवं को बिला जाई खाली चाकरी करबे एवं महिला माने सेतिरे हमर खाली ओनली सोर्स ऑफ इनकम कोन मो हस्बैंड रो सैलरी दैट शुड नॉट बी द माइंडसेट इट शुड बी इट मस्ट बी चेंज से आमे एज ए ह्यूमन बीइंग आमे निजे जन्म होइछे एवं एटा हमर कर्तव्य एवं अधिकार अछि आमे निजो को केमती कैपेबल करिबा आमे खाइबा पीबा एवं गोटे सुस्थ समाज रे बंची दिस इज आवर रेस्पोंसिबिलिटी नॉट अदर्स टू एम्पावर हमको गोटे एम्पावरमेंट रे किछि मेडल नाही बा किछि चेयर नाही निचे हम टेकी के बसै दे पारि एटा हम निजे हम निजो भितरे माने इनकम कलेक्ट करबा को पड़िबो आउ सेटअप पई का हम ताको with this I would like to conclude but last but not the least gote jinso I would request ma'am to that all concerned department of government NGOs and the whole criminal justice system they must work hand in hand आमे जदि मिसिकी काम करबा जते आईन रहिछि जते प्रोविजन रहिछि जते रूल्स रहिछि तापे बहुत किछि चेंजेस हे परिबा किंतु आमे आमनकर टिके कोठी ना कोठी कोऑर्डिनेशन रे गैप रहि जाउछि जोडा कि तारो इफेक्टिव रिजल्ट आमे पाइ करू ना सो आ गवर्नमेंट एटा मथे करबा दरकार अछि एजुकेशन आ एम्प्लॉयमेंट नॉट एम्पावरमेंट एम्प्लॉयमेंट फॉर ऑल वुमेन सबु महिला मानक पइका एजुकेशन आ एम्प्लॉयमेंट एटा गोटे मैंडेटरी प्रोविजन रखा जाओ सो दैट एते जो मेंटेनेंस रो सिस्टम चेंज करबा रिफॉर्मेशन करबा किछि आवश्यकता पड़िबो जति गोटे स्त्री लोक एजुकेटेड होबो निज पइका किछि अर्निंग रो व्यवस्था करि परिबो ताहले मेंटेनेंस रो कोनोसी आवश्यकता रहिबो नाही बोली मु भाबुछि with this I conclude thank you all for patient hearing thank you
have given lot of suggestions and also you told about the challenges which the police are facing and also the courts when the monitoring mechanism is not there, execution, the orders are not there, but how to go ahead also. Thank you so much and as you told that all concerned departments and civil society has to work jointly for the criminal justice system to work perfectly. In Andhra Pradesh, we have started with Mahila Mitra, an initiative, an innovative one with Vijayawada City Police among the 21 police stations. Now it is spread across the state and it became a statewide program and where the communities are being empowered and they are addressing to these things and became like a support for the police also when the women are unable to go or when the men are also unable to go. It is like gender neutral we are doing it. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now we are coming nearer to the end and I request Rashmi, Secretary of Vasavya Mahila Mandali, just a token of appreciation, we request the panelists to receive it.
Actually, I have a question. I have found 3 or 4 young girls who have decided to stay separately because the husband goes on exploiting, torturing them, and they make the situation such that they will leave without asking for any alimony. So what they are doing, constantly they are driving them out in such a way. These girls, they become disgusted and they leave. And there they are telling, no, she has left on her own, so we are not going to give them alimony. So what will be the situation?
In the current trend, we are seeing a lot of situations where the girls want to come out of that abusive relations. That's the only thing. And they are confident enough that they can lead the life. The only thing they want is come out of that abusive relations. That's the only thing. And sometimes we should also appreciate it. And if they have children, then we should think 100 times. Because children should not be punished for the sake of their discomfort or unable to understand each other.
So it is my pleasure today to thank everyone who is present here. First, I would like to thank Dr. Keerthi. It was, I think we just did it over the last we were on the same plane and we decided that yes, we are going to do this here in Bhubaneswar, and this was in organizing this panel discussion. Of course, I think we have failed miserably because we couldn't get any of the parliamentarians. They have their political issues not to be seen together, and then finally we got let down royally. So anyway, whatever was to happen, happened. So we've had a fruitful discussion and we've got several points, even from the audience. I'm sure Advocate Vivati Junior also would have made some valuable contributions, but she kept quiet, and Dr. Jhanna Swain has also left. She would have made valuable contributions. I see, very distinguished people here, Imran, Mr. Dhyanchan, all of them have come from different walks of life. So thank you so much. We also have some women in some SHG groups who are here. Thank you so much for coming. I would like to thank Professor Navinita. She agreed to do this. Very, very busy person. And I'm sure in the university she also has a seminar or conference going on. But she agreed right away. So thank you so much, ma'am. And Dr. Mansi, she's always been with us in this journey. So, and I knew that you would, look at it very carefully and come up with very valuable suggestions. And Ms. Iman, I really appreciate you. For the first time I'm seeing a police officer